It soon comes around again, doesn't it? Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to the very first Everton show of the brand new season. We hope you've enjoyed a little bit of a break from the footy since we were last with you, of course. We've appointed a brand new manager and we'll hear from him a bit later on in this week's programme. We'll also hear plenty from my roommate in Dresden last week. Welcome back to the sofa, Graham Stewart. We have to start by speaking about the new manager, Graham, who's just generated so much excitement, enthusiasm and, of course, expectation.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, we all know what a wonderful footballer he was back in the day, and we also recognise the wonderful job he did at Southampton Football Club. But when, you know, in the first year that he came to the club, they lost their best players, let's be honest about it, and he managed to get them a 6th place finished. Followed it up last season with a 7th, so you'd like to think coming to a bigger club with a few bob to spend as well along the way, we'll get the best out of Ronald Koeman.
He took a little bit of a gamble when he first arrived because he had a social event with you, Snods and Sharpie, but that went well by all accounts.
Yeah, it went very well. It was lovely to spend time with, you know, Ronald, Erwin and Jan, you know, his coaching side, and it was a terrific night. We all enjoyed ourselves. He was very open, he was terrific with us, so plenty to look forward to.
Snods behaved himself?
Just about.
That's the main thing. Well, as I said earlier, we'll hear from the boss a little bit later on and we'll have plenty more besides. The Everton Show is back.
It's amazing, yeah. It's just a pleasure to sign again on another deal, my 2nd deal with the club, and just looking forward to having the next 5 years with the club.
I'm very happy to put the blue shirt and very excited to start the new season.
It was important. I tried to hit the ground running to beat Chelsea at home.
A clear one off the line.
I'll wait for you to mention it. Yeah, it was good to get the fans behind me straight away.
It was for a serious friendly game today, and the boys did well, worked very hard to get a good result and a good performance, and still one friendly to go, and we're looking forward to Saturday.
Graham, the pre-season schedule was already in place before Ronald arrived at Everton Football Club, and it's been quite a challenging schedule, hasn't it?
Well, it has. I mean, the initial trip out to Austria, I think it gave Ronald an opportunity to have a look at some of the younger players, because a lot of the young lads went on that trip. Obviously, with the involvement of a lot of the players over the Euro Championships, it meant they didn't make that trip. So I think for Ronald himself, that gave him a good opportunity to look at the youth players that we have coming through and to assess whether they can get involved this season.
A few interesting selections as well. We've seen Gerard Deulofeu playing centre forward. We've had young Tom Davies at right back, and both have done well.
Both done very well, yeah. I mean, we know what a good player Tom is. You know, clearly a one for the future. He did well there, another string to his bow. Gerard's form has been excellent as well, goals to boot as well.
And he's set a few up as well. He's doing both jobs.
He's doing his good job for us, isn't he?
Really well. Well, earlier this week, the Toffees made a first foray into this summer's transfer market when Senegalese international midfielder Idrissa Gueye was recruited from Aston Villa. The 26-year-old midfielder rubber-stamped his move at Finch Farm, and one of his first tasks was to give his first Everton Show interview.
I'm very happy to put the blue shirt and very excited to start the new season.
What do you know about Everton as a football club?
I just know Everton is a big team, and they have a big player who play there, and I'm very excited to start the season.
How would you describe yourself as a midfield player? What are your strengths?
A very good defender midfield, and giving pass easily and going forward. You have the season, all the season you can see.
What did you learn about the Premier League in your first year?
It's a hard game and hard leagues, and you have to fight all game. They don't have a big team and a small team. All team are good, and you have to be concentrated all games.
Have you had a chance to meet any of your new teammates here?
I see some players on the training ground, but at the moment I don't talk with another player. I'm very excited to start playing with the team and training with the team, meet another player, talk with them. We will see.
You've played at Goodison Park twice before, once with Aston Villa last season, 2 years ago with Lille in the Europa League. What are your impressions of Goodison Park and the Everton fans?
Very, very good stadium and very good fans club. And they push their team going forward and push a pressure for another team. And I'm very excited to play there.
Graham, I think this boy will prove to be a very good signing.
I think so, yeah. We managed to see him a couple of times last year in the Aston Villa games that we played, obviously, but he's without doubt one of their better players from last season. And now we've got him on board. We wish Idrissa all the very best because, you know, he'll give us that energy in the middle of the park that you need in the Premier League these days. You've got to have somebody who can get himself about the pitch, make tackles, interceptions. I think his stats add up very well for that as well. And like he says, once he's done that bit, give it to somebody else and let him get on with the game.
He's been compared quite favourably to the boy Kante, who's gone to Chelsea from Leicester for big, big money.
Yeah, well, we take that all day long, wouldn't we? We saw the effect that he had for Leicester when they won the Premier League last season. So there's no doubting anywhere close to Kante's performances level of last season, and we've got a player on our hands.
The supporters just want the boys in the royal blue jersey to give 100%, and that's what this boy will give us.
I think he will, yes. You know, I've said before, you know, in terms of interceptions, his tackling ratios and everything like that, there's no doubt he's going to bring us bundles of energy, won't be afraid to put his foot in. Evertonians love a bit of that.
We look forward to seeing him in action. Well, it's been a busy old pre-season thus far, hasn't it? Everton have been to Schruns in the shadow of the Austrian Alps, then to Yorkshire to play Barnsley, Buckinghamshire to take on MK Dons, and what a journey that was, by the way. Then it was Germany for a 2-game whistle-stop tour of Dresden, and then up the M62 to the Theatre of Dreams. And needless to say, the Everton Show cameras have been there every step of the way. Here are the goals from the summer of '16. From the left-hand side with his right foot, goes for goal and finds the goal. It's a terrific goal from Kevin Morales. Went under his legs, it went under Martin's legs. Is it a goal? Yes, it is. It's gone in the back of the net. I think that will be an own goal. Deulofeu curls it. Oh, what brilliant. A goal! Brilliant. What a goal by Gerard Deulofeu. He struck it beautifully. Barkley on the turn, gets a shot away. What a goal that is by Ross Barkley, and that's what the boy can do. Deulofeu is through again, and this time he does find the back of the net. Goes away, Gerard Deulofeu plays it back to Barkley, and Barkley scores, and that's a terrific Everton goal. Decent corner, keeper misses it again, and it's an own goal. Comes off. Mo Bezic is, and he's claiming it anyway. Try taking that off Mo Bezic. Well, one game missing there was, of course, Wednesday night's goalless draw at Old Trafford. But that was about so much more than just getting in the pre-season minutes, wasn't it? We all knew from a very early age that Wayne Rooney was something special. And it was a pleasure to be a part of his testimonial night, a night that went really well for the lifelong Blue.
So obviously the game is important to us because it's preparation for the season to start, obviously. But in terms of myself, it was a proud moment for me to obviously have a testimonial, and against Everton it was obviously a fitting occasion, and thought the fans were great, both sets of fans. Everton fans were travelling down, and Everton as a club have been fantastic since I asked would they take part in the game. I know it was they had to wait a long time for the date, but they've been great, so I thank them again. But huge night for me, and I'm glad it's over in one way, so I can concentrate on my football now.
It doesn't sit comfortably on your shoulders being the centre of attention like that, but it must have been lovely to walk out there with your kids before the game through the Guard of Honour.
Yeah, it was, of course. To walk out with my children was great. Something I'll never forget. And obviously my eldest lad sitting on the bench throughout the game, so he hasn't said much yet. He's still a bit took back by it, but I'm sure once he gets home he'll tell me all about it. But no, it's a night me, my family and my children will never forget.
Diamond, as I said earlier, we all knew from a very early age that Wayne Rooney was going to be something special, and he's just been so consistent, hasn't he?
Well, he has. Again, you look at the amount of goals that Wayne scored over the course of his career, and it's outstanding, both for country and clubs as well. I suppose there's a tinge of regret that we didn't see him a bit more, you know, in an Everton shirt, but there's no doubting that he's had a wonderful career.
You got a great reception from the Evertonians on Wednesday night, which was nice.
Yeah, of course. I think that's, you know, that's got better over the course of time. Initial anger because he left us to go to United, but I think over the course of time, when he came back and played in Duncan's testimonial, he got a great reaction there, and it was nice that he got another good one for his testimonial last night.
Still a Blue, isn't he?
Well, yeah, he's definitely a Blue. He's a lifelong Blue. I mean, you don't just suddenly not become an Evertonian just because you've moved clubs.
And the game itself was a tough test.
It was a tough test, but a good test. Exactly what we want at this stage of the season. So, you know, looking forward to it, but it's all about Tottenham.
Nice clean sheets as well, we like those. And that's it for part one of the first Everton show of the new campaign. We've got something a little bit different for you in part two. Every single minute of it comes from Austria. We joined Ronald Koeman and the players at their training camp base in Schrunz and really got behind the scenes of the manager's first ever tour. I think you'll enjoy it. Welcome back to this week's Everton show. We're at Liverpool John Lennon Airport. As you can see, we're waiting for Ronald Koeman, the staff and the first team squad to arrive before we fly to Switzerland. From Switzerland we move on to Schrunz in Austria for a week-long pre-season training camp. The Everton show will be alongside Ronald Koeman and the players every step of the way. I just hope the weather in Austria is slightly better than it is here in Liverpool. Well, it's day one. It's actually the first morning of the pre-season trip here in Austria. And as you can see over my shoulder, Ronald Koeman and the coaching staff are just putting their players through their paces. We're at the home of FC Schrunz. And on this first morning, the accent is very much on good control, crisp passing and high tempo. This could be a long week for the players. Well, as you would imagine, an awful lot of planning has to go into every single pre-season trip, especially when we're a long way from home. Not least of the issues is all the kit. Jimmy Martin's been there, seen it all and worn the T-shirt, and there's more and more stuff coming away on these trips, Jimmy, every year.
Yeah, it is. It gets bigger and bigger every year. We're bringing more players away every year. We've already got a tour in Valencia with the under-21s, where there's 26 players and 10 staff here, and we've got the same over here, so there's quite a bit of kit on the move at the moment.
We came over on a private plane from John Lennon Airport, but the kit didn't, did it?
No, the kit was brought over by a van. One of our drivers brought it over in the van. Took him 2 days to get here, so it's a long haul for him, wasn't it?
We've been on numerous trips together. Some of the rooms that you do get can be a little bit cramped. I remember one trip you had to put kit out in the bath, but this seems okay in here.
Yeah, I don't stand any messing now. I just tell them straight. It's got to be a decent sized kit room. You've got to have somewhere to work. It's just impossible to work like we've worked out of 2 bedrooms, 1 bedrooms. But now it's getting so much more organised, so much more kit. You need the space, don't you?
Who decides what they wear, you or the boss?
Me. I tell them what they wear. Don't worry about that, lad.
Everton didn't get just one Koeman during the summer, we got a pair. Ronald and Irwin came as a package from Southampton Football Club, and Irwin himself was a player of some quality. He won over 30 caps for Holland, and in the managerial and coaching stakes he's vastly experienced, including a spell as the national manager of Hungary, no less. Irwin Koeman is thoroughly looking forward to the challenge that lies ahead.
It's a big club. Maybe it is a sleeping giant, and it's a big challenge for us to do better. And but okay, it's we have 4 or 5 weeks more before the first game against Tottenham home, but we need that time as well. So it's very important that we're also here for 1 week.
And your football journey has brought you to Everton. How much are you looking forward to that first game at Goodison Park against Tottenham Hotspur, Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock, full house?
That's fantastic. I'm already dreaming about that. And of course, it will be amazing if we can get in our first home game a good result. And of course, you play for winning. And but for the moment, I think it's more important for the moment that we are training to get a good team. And of course, hopefully some new signings again also. So it means we have a lot of work to do before the first game.
Yourself and Ronald have been at the very, very pinnacle of European football, and you're obviously both born winners, but you like to do it in style, don't you? It's important for you that the Evertonians will enjoy watching your Everton teams.
Yeah, but okay, we may not forget that, of course, the result is very important. But we're also convinced that if you play well, if you like to play football, and you like to play forward with some kind of pressing, then you can get chances, then you can get points as well. And of course, you will lose games. Of course, that's the part of football. But we have to show for sure to our fans that we like to play and that we like to press and that we like to beat teams. That we will show that we want to win. And I think that's very important. It's not just a good view of the game, the technique, but also inside your heart, inside your body, to show that you like to play football, and that's very important.
Well, being here in Austria is obviously a very, very important part of Ronald Koeman's first pre-season as the manager of Everton. Being here in Montafon gives him the perfect opportunity to get to know the players, and of course it gives the players the ideal opportunity to get to know the new manager and his staff. So it's a busy old time for Ronald Koeman, but he still found time to do his first ever interview for the Everton Show.
From the first minute till now, I feel really that good support what you need as the manager, and everybody is involved, and everybody likes to help. I think that's the most important, that the staff first shows that we have one direction, and after that the players need to show the spirit, ambition what they have, and really to be a team. And I think that's what we can win for this season, that we really mentally a strong team, because we have good players. We know we have some very good individual qualities in the team, but you saw again this season in the Europeans, Portugal was not the best team, was not the most quality team, but they won the Euros, and most of the time it's all about spirit, ambition, character, and staying together. And in good times it's not so difficult, but in difficult times you need to be one, and that's what we like to show the lads in the beginning of the season.
There's a real buzz of excitement amongst the Evertonians right now. Do you embrace that sort of expectation, if you like?
That's good. I think that's important, that the Evertonians have a good feeling and have really a positive feeling about the coming season, and of course, and we have to show, but first of all, we need to show to the fans our spirit, our ambition, and our quality, and then we know then they will always back up for the team, and that's important if you play at home.
Are you looking forward to the games starting?
Yeah, you're looking forward for the serious one. Of course, you need friendlies to get all in every detail, your physical, your quality, your individuality. You need friendlies for that, but really to start with winning to get 3 points, that's the best what you like to have.
What a fixture that is as well, the first one, Tottenham Hotspur at Goodison Park. That'll be some occasion, won't it?
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a tough start of the season, but that's for everybody, and obviously also for us. But okay, also for Tottenham, it's not an easy start, and will be great to play that game at home with the support, and we're looking forward to the start of the season.
You seem to be enjoying life at Everton.
Yeah, it's good. I think we are very happy to be part of Everton, and I think it's a great club. It's a great history, and but that needs the lads also to show that they really happy to play for Everton, and that makes the business a little bit more easy.
Well, one of the main reasons for being out here in Austria is, of course, to get some real quality fitness work into the players. And I suppose in that context, one of the most important men around just at this moment in time is Jan Klautenberg. He's the new fitness coach who came to the football club as part of the package that brought Ronald and Erwin Koeman to Everton. Jan Klautenberg is enjoying life with the Toffees.
The first moment I stepped in, everything was organised in the way of give us a good feeling about the club. A lot of things were prepared. Well, I have to say it's first moment on really excellent. feel myself already home.
Already an Evertonian.
Yeah, no, Evertonian. Yeah.
The fact that it's a big club with a very
Yeah.
rich football history, was that important to you?
Everton is a big name also in Holland. A lot of history. Yeah, and of course, if you get an opportunity to come to one of the biggest clubs in history, then it's a big opportunity also for me, of course.
Well, as you've seen all this week, we've had exclusive access to Ronald Koeman's first ever training camp as the manager of Everton Football Club. We've seen some terrific action on the training pitch, and this is the pick of the bunch. And look out for a goal from Duncan Ferguson. Well, as you've already seen, this week in Austria has really given the Everton Show a chance to get to know the new backroom staff, the people who have come here to Everton Football Club with Ronald Koeman. And next up, we hear from our new goalkeeping coach, another Dutchman, Patrick Ludewits.
Every day it's a little bit tougher, so and they notice now, and I told them that first week is going to be okay, but then when we arrive in Austria, then because this is when you're in training camp, then players have the possibility to rest between two sessions, and you know, the food, there's always time and space for massage or recovery training, gym, so this is ideal to train. So then you can do a little bit more every day. And on Wednesday was the toughest day for them, and I told them already, and then we have to work to the game on Saturday, so then you a little bit decrease the intensity of the training. So yeah, but they did well. They worked hard. I told the goalies the first day when I met them, I don't want you to be friends, because there's only one who can play, but you have to be good colleagues, help each other, because with the three goalies, we're a team. Together with me, we're a team. And when we are good colleagues and you help each other, then everyone is improving.
You have to have competition for a goalkeeping position, don't you?
Of course, but that I ask of them, give every day the best you have, and show me and show the manager every day that you wanted to play on Saturday, and that's the only job you have to do. Work hard, show yourself, and give everything 100% every day.
Well, the Ronald Koeman era at Everton Football Club started with a 1-0 win at the home of FC Schruns. Here's the pick of the action, and afterwards we speak to Darren Gibson.
I think a few of us were a bit rusty, but it's to be expected in pre-season. We've had a good week here and a good week at Finch Farm last week, so it was nice to end this trip with a game, and obviously we won, which makes it even better.
What are these early matches like for the players when you are just getting used to your touch again? You're just trying to get those minutes under your belt.
Yeah, they're tough, like physically tough, because we're only 2 weeks into pre-season. Especially when you play against a team that have played 5 games already. They're a little bit sharper and a little bit fitter than the rest of us, but I think that's what we need. We need to play against teams that are fitter than us to make us fitter as well. So it's to be expected. It was a tough game. They gave us a good game, but I think the lads enjoyed it, and like I said, we got the result, so it's the main thing.
And that's just about it. We hope you've enjoyed our exclusive behind-the-scenes footage of the trip over here to Austria. After the break, it's our big interview slot, and this week we speak to Gareth Barry. Welcome back to the third segment of this week's Everton Show. Now, Diamond will tell you that one of the challenges for players on a pre-season tour is filling your spare time. The days of sneaking down the hotel fire escape for a few crafty samples of the local brew are long gone, or at least they are for the players. We helped Gareth Barry kill some time in Austria by talking about his life and times in football. This is the big interview, and we started by going right back to the very beginning and his formative years in the southeast town of Hastings.
Yeah, pretty normal young English boy. Generally he's got football around him all the time. Got 3 brothers, so brought up playing with them, and then get your mates always pestering your dad to go in the garden, so pretty normal.
How old were you when you first joined Brighton?
I would have been 8 or 9. There was just a scout from my local town in Hastings who must have watched me play for my school. He come along and asked if I wanted to train once a week with Brighton, and it was like, wow, yeah, definitely do that, and I just went from there.
As far as moves from one youth academy to another go, yours was quite high profile, wasn't it, when you went from Brighton to Aston Villa, because Brighton understandably kicked up a bit of a fuss?
Yeah, it was a bit of a strange story really, because I wasn't certainly making headlines at 15 or 16. Just as you're going to sign, there was a YTS back then, and all of a sudden I've really progressed from my last year at school, from 15 to 16. I really seemed to improve and come a bit stronger. And then there was a bit of interest from a lot of London teams, and suddenly Aston Villa come in. I had a week up there, and I really enjoyed it, so that was my decision there. But there still was no noises about compensation or anything then. It wasn't until, because I was breaking through early, and all of a sudden there was people from Brighton thinking, hold on, we might be able to get some money. So I think that was the story in the end. I think deservedly so, because I spent a few years with Brighton. They 6-7 years coaching me there, and they ended up paying 1 or 2 million, which was good value in the end. So I was happy for Brighton to get that money, because at the time they were really struggling.
It's a big move for a young man to make, isn't it, leaving home and uprooting to the Midlands?
Yeah, it was. It was a daunting move. Leaving your family. Not really knowing what to expect. You sort of you're playing and training, but generally always going home after your football as a young boy. And all of a sudden you're making the move, and that's all you've got really. You've got your teammates in the youth team that you're training with, going home to your landlady. They're doing your cooking and everything for you. And for me, it was the perfect thing, because the focus was football. I was leaving all my school friends behind, and what distractions there might have been at home, and my focus was fully on football. And again, training every day, I seemed to really hit off with it, and my game improved again.
You were still a teenager when you played in the FA Cup final, and you're the only current Everton player to play at Wembley when the old Twin Towers were there. Yeah,
it was a crazy end to the season, that one. I remember it well, because we played the semi-final there, and won on penalties. I took a penalty against Bolton. That was good to win there, and then unfortunately, what scored the penalty. Then obviously we were disappointed to lose the final, but then I made my England debut there a few days later as well. So it was sort of a really fantastic end to the season. I played at the old Wembley 3 times in the space of probably 6 weeks. So it was a fantastic end to that season.
53 caps is an impressive tally, but do you think you'd have got more had you played in a different era, because England were blessed with a lot of top quality midfield players? Yeah,
I think possibly. I just think the different positions I was playing as a young boy as well was, I played a lot of good football as a left back, a left midfielder, but it wasn't never going to be my strongest position. If I'd have come through as a central midfielder, and that was always my natural position, things may have been different then as well. But you're talking about a country like England with good talent. It's always going to be tough to accumulate a lot of caps. So I'll settle with 53.
Absolutely, so would anyone. Let's push things on a little bit. Manchester City was a challenge that you had to take, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was. I got to 27, 28, and there was a lot of interest from teams coming in for me, and your mind does start to think, is it time for a new challenge? And the Man City one was there that excited me at the time. I knew they hadn't won anything for a long period. They were really ambitious. They sold it to me, and something I went for, and I had a good 4 years.
And you did get your FA Cup winners medal.
Yeah, it was the first year we just missed out on the Champions League spot, and the change manager from Mark Hughes to Mancini. That second year he got his point across Mancini, and the players reacted well to him, his style, and it was good to win that first trophy.
Last game of the season, 2012, Manchester City are 2-1 down against Queen's Park Rangers with time ebbing away. Are you honestly thinking we've blown this? So close yet so far.
Yeah, I've seen the helicopter, which I imagine had the trophy in, take off and probably head up north, because United were playing Sunderland. So yeah, it was the heart sunk to the bottom of your stomach, and you're thinking that so close, but it's not going to be. You're not going to get many chances like that to win it. So when that final whistle had gone, it was. Again, you don't remember too much of the night or anything. It's just a relief more than anything to have got over the line. And one of the best experiences of your career is, again, a sort of a memory you don't remember too much.
Was coming to Everton Football Club on loan initially a little bit of a gamble for you, or was it a move that you were happy to make?
Yeah, I think it was a gamble, because again, joining a new club, you don't know what to expect. But I based my decision on wanting to play football. I could have spent that last year at Man City, maybe being in and out of the team and not playing regularly. But throughout my career, I've always wanted to play regular football, and that to this day has never changed. I don't want to just sit around being a substitute playing once a month. So that the manager coming and speaking to me sort of made me realise, but I had other clubs that I could have gone to, but I wanted to go to a club with good history. That I knew Goodison Park was a fantastic place to play, so I knew I was coming to a good club.
You came here as an experienced international footballer who's won the FA Cup, won the Premier League, but you've still got to win over your new supporters and I suppose your new teammates as well. And you certainly got off the ground, hit the ground running, didn't you, against Chelsea on your debut?
Yeah, that's another thing I've learned. No matter what you've done, there's always people to win over, like you say, and you are only as good as your last training session and last game, etc. And I'd no other feeling in my head. I need to go out and prove myself again, because football can be a ruthless place, and fans can be a ruthless place too. They're not going to care. Everton fans aren't going to care what I've done before. So it was important. I tried to hit the ground running to beat Chelsea at home.
And clear one off the line.
I'll wait for you to mention it. Yeah, it was good to get the fans behind me straight away.
Let's bring it right up to date then. Players Player of the Year, Supporters Player of the Year last season. There's no better accolade, is there?
There isn't. It's fantastic to be acknowledged for your work throughout the year by your fans and by your teammates as well. So I look at the talent and the ability we've got in the group. So to me, to be chosen, for last season was something you don't forget either.
And somebody with the kudos and the playing career of Ronald Koeman coming in just edges the excitement level up even higher, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Always a disappointing, a sad moment when a manager leaves, but as you say, there's always a new experience coming along, and that's now Ronald Koeman, someone who's done everything as a player. He's hit the ground running with his managerial career as well, so I'm looking forward to working under him too.
On and off the field, since he joined Everton Football Club, Gareth Barry has been absolutely terrific. And when you look at this picture, Diamond, alongside your old colleague, Danny Cadamartri, it shows how long he's been at the top. And again, just like Wayne, he's been so consistent.
Well, he has. I mean, he looks like a baby there, doesn't he, Gareth? But no, consistency is the key word, I think, with Gareth. I think that pretty much sums up his career. He's a manager's dream, really, because he's a 7 and 8 out of 10 every single week. And even when his form's dipped, he's still a good player to have in your side. Very experienced, composed on the ball, very clever mentally. Always got a picture in his mind as to where the ball's going to go. Works hard for the side. I think he's a terrific player, and it says it all that he's Players and Supporters Player of the Year last season.
And he played better last season than any of the midfielders who went to the Euros.
Well, he did, but again, I suppose age went against him, didn't he, for Roy Hodgson's England squad.
We're certainly glad to have him. Plenty more to come as well, I'm sure, from Gareth Barry. And that's part 3, nicely wrapped up. After the break, we'll hear from a teenager with a very bright future, that's Tom Davies. We'll also hear from defender Ramiro Funes Mori. And of course, we'll speak to the boss. All in part 4. We'll see you soon. Welcome back. Now, the name Tom Davies isn't widely known throughout football at the moment, but there are many at Finch Farm who firmly believe that's about to change. The 18-year-old has moved up from the academy setup to the first team picture and hasn't looked out of place for a single moment. Earlier this week, Tom signed a new 5-year deal with Everton and he's looking forward to making the most of it.
It's amazing, yeah. It's just a pleasure to sign again on another deal, my second deal with the club, and just looking forward to having the next 5 years with the club.
Second deal, as you say, but this one's that little bit more significant, isn't it? Now you're in and around the first team.
Yeah, definitely. It's great motivation, really, knowing I'll be here for 5 years, that I can really push on with the team and hopefully develop to become a really good player for the team and go on to do really well.
You walk through the door of the football club, 11 years old. How many times have you thought about today?
Well, it has been a dream, but I haven't really thought about it that much until it's actually come true, really. I haven't got too carried away, but the day it's come, it's unbelievable to actually have signed 5 years, and I can't. It's really took me back to think about where I've come from as well, so it's been very good.
This takes you back. I'm sure that is the case for the last few months of your life, really, from making your debut towards the end of that Southampton game to now. Can you really put into perspective what's happened to you in these last few months?
No, not really. It's happened so quick for me to becoming where I am now, so I haven't had really that much time to look back on it and think about it, but it's been great so far, and I just hope it continues.
Of course, the new manager's got you involved plenty in pre-season as well. How much of a confidence boost has that been for you?
Yeah, that's been really helpful for me. Coming back from the off-season and going straight back with the first team has been a good insight for me into what's required of me for the season, really, and to be around them and playing as much as I have and training with them. It's vital for my progression, really, as a player.
There's no two ways about it, Darren. This boy is a prospect.
He certainly is, and the club certainly think that by offering that 5-year deal to him, which he's quite rightly signed and was glad to do so. And you look at the performance level he produced against Norwich that last game of the season, and there's going to be an expectation on him now, and that's the key for Tom. He's got to keep pushing on. He's got to keep progressing. He's a great kid, very polite, and he's first and foremost he's a terrific player. He's got awareness about him. He's got good range of passing as well. He's got every chance.
We saw him play right back at Barnsley and he didn't look out of place.
Well, he didn't. No, I mean, we all know, and Tom will hope that he becomes a central midfield player for the football club, but there's nothing wrong with having a second string to your bow, and he certainly felt comfortable at right back. It's a position where you get plenty of the ball, and he used it very well.
The senior players aren't afraid to give him the ball either, which is always a good sign.
Well, it's a compliment to him because they know that technically he's very, very good and he doesn't give the ball away too often. A terrific youngster, and we wish him all the best over the next 5 years.
He's got a massive future, that's for sure. Well, as well as celebrating the career of Wayne Rooney, Wednesday night offered Everton the chance to up the ante a little bit with regards to the quality of the summer opposition. After the 0-0 draw against Jose Mourinho's men, Ramiro Funes Mori gave us his reaction.
Yeah, I think it's a really good game, with a really good team, top team with top players. So it's just to see where we are, how we're gonna face this season. It's gonna be tough, but other than that, I think it was a good game. It was a 0-0 game, but we had chances. They had their chances, so I think it's a good off-season game.
When you're up against players of the quality of Ibrahimovic and Rooney and Martial, it's always good to keep a clean sheet, even if it is just a friendly, isn't it?
Yeah, even though it's a friendly game, you always want to win, and I think we did defensively. We did really good. They had a lot of ball possession on the first half. Like I said, you have Zlatan, Rooney, Martial, really top players, and we're gonna face someone in the league. So I think it was a good challenge for us.
The manager made a lot of substitutions, but you stayed on for the full 90 minutes. Was that always the plan?
Well, yeah, I think I have to, not just me, but all the players have to get rhythm of the Premier League that is going to begin in 10 days. So I think for me, 90 minutes to play is really good. I have to keep improving myself.
Another tough game on Saturday against Espanyol at Goodison Park.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough game. Like I said, Spanish team are really good. Tactically and with the ball, they are really dominant. So it's going to be a nice challenge for us to
our last pre-season game to face the first game against Tottenham.
Do you enjoy the challenge of playing against foreign sides with different styles?
Yeah, I think it's a nice challenge. You know, like I said, we played Betis, another Spanish team that it was a tough team, and we're gonna enjoy to play in our house now. So we're gonna do our best to win the game and to start off sharp for the season.
Did you enjoy playing as part of a back three as well, alongside John Stones and Mason Holgate?
Yeah, I think it was something new. I mean, you know, we have to try to do what the manager wants. So I think it was pretty good, you know, to play as a back three, and I think we did it very sharp. You know, but we have to keep on working and enjoying our moment on the pitch.
For a young man, Mason Holgate played really well, didn't he?
Yeah, I told him. I think he's a really class player, top player. He's calm when he plays, so he has speed, everything. I think he will be good for the future for Everton.
Graham, it was essentially only a friendly at Old Trafford, but Jose Mourinho's first game at Old Trafford, 60-odd thousand people there, so 0-0 wasn't a bad result.
Very good result, really. I mean, possibly a little bit disappointing going forward, certainly in the first half, but defensively with the new system of the three at the back, I thought we were pretty solid. I can't remember too many clear-cut chances for Manchester United, which is a rarity normally when you go to Old Trafford, given that you're up against Ibrahimovic, Rooney, Martial. I mean, you know, you wouldn't mind that front three in your side, would you? So, you know, in all fairness, I think the lads defended very, very well, and I think that'll be the most pleasing thing to come out of the night for the manager, plus the performance, as mentioned, of Mason Holgate, who's had a terrific pre-season.
I was going to ask you about him. He didn't look out of place either, did he?
He didn't. Well, he's very composed on the ball. You know, he's a decent athlete as well. And he's, again, a very, very polite youngster. And we've got high hopes for him. I know for a fact he's impressed the management team.
Seamus Coleman played ever so well, didn't he?
He did. Never lets us down, Seamus. And good for Seamus, you know, to be bombing down that right-hand side. That gives you a bit more freedom as a wing-back.
It was a decent result, that's for sure. Right, let's leave the last word on this first Everton show of the season with Ronald Koeman. I've interviewed the boss after every pre-season game so far, and I can tell you he's a hard man to please. He has the highest of standards that have certainly served him well throughout his career, and he was quietly satisfied, well, mostly, with the draw at Manchester United.
They changed a lot. We did our substitutes today, but even it was for a serious friendly game today, and the boys did well, worked very hard to get a good result and a good performance, and okay, a little bit more close to the start for the pre-season, but to start the season in the Premier League, and still one friendly to go, and we're looking forward to Saturday.
Mason Holgate did well tonight, didn't he?
Yeah, very good. You have to understand he's 18 years old, but maybe he showed more confidence than some other players on the pitch, and that was very good. He was looks very comfortable, and he's a big talent. And I told him this morning, not many young boys get the chance, the opportunity to play on Old Trafford and play your game and do your best. And if you are ready, and I think you are ready to play, then it's the same if you're 18 years old or 36. Doesn't matter. Show your qualities, and he did.
Was the game just too soon for Idrissa Gueye?
Yeah, he had this morning his first training session, and in the last few days he was, of course, traveling all the business to sign the contract, and he can prepare himself for Saturday.
Looking forward to your first game at Goodison?
Yeah, nice. It's always nice to be at home, and we're looking forward to Saturday. But that means for the manager, but also for the players, and we like to give them a good performance, and that we are ready for the start of the season.
Ronald Koeman is a difficult man to please, Diamond. I think there he's just been told that you and Snods once played for Everton. Can't quite believe it, but in all seriousness, there's nothing wrong with having the highest of standards.
Not at all. That's what we want at the football club. I mean, he says it as it is. It's very refreshing to speak to him. He's very open. He knows exactly what he wants. He's a man that's got a real aura about him, a real confidence. He knows what a good player he was. He expects those standards from his squad. And, you know, like Irwin said in the interview earlier on, you know, we want to play winning football. We want to play forward. We want to excite the crowd, show the passion in all the players. We want to put some crosses in the box, get some opportunities on goal, make the goalkeeper work. And all of a sudden, you've got Goodison Park right behind you. I think he's very clear that he understands that.
You played against him, of course, didn't you? Did he remember that game?
I do. Well, he did. Yeah. I mean, it's. I mean, he was a brilliant player. In fact, I think he scored the goal as well. I think, you know, one of his trademark free kicks, if I remember rightly. But they got away with murder that night. We were the better side over the two legs.
Did you mention that to him?
No.
You're looking forward to Saturday, Espanyol?
Yeah, I think it'll be a good game. Good test for us, as the gaffer said there. Good to be playing in front of the home fans. I'm sure there's going to be a level of excitement around the ground, and we'll look forward to see what happens.
We're all looking forward to being back at Goodison Park. And that's just about it for this week's programme. The summers are getting shorter, aren't they? I'm sure they are. And it won't be long, by the way, before the nights are getting longer. But we don't care, because the football's back, the Everton Show is back, and we're all looking forward to a great season on and off the pitch. My thanks to Diamond this week for his input, and thanks to all of you for watching. It's lovely to be back in your company once again. And we'll meet up, same time, same place, next week.